So let's talk about premium bonds. NS&I, the people who organize the premium bonds, are going to raise the prize fund rate from 3.3% currently to 3.7% from July and beyond. This will add another £39 million to add to the prize funds, marking the 6th increase we have seen in just over a year. This means the prize fund rate is the highest we've seen in 15 years. However, the odds of winning will remain the same at 24,000 to 1 for each £1 bond you have. However, there will be more prizes from £50 all the way up to £100,000, and they're actually reducing the amount of winners for the £25 amount, which unsurprisingly during this inflation season is not a huge incentive to actually buy premium bonds. But the ultimate prize of £1 million still remains only for 2 very lucky winners who hold some of these premium bonds. However, even with the prize rate at 3.7%, this is still lower than many of these easy access saving accounts, one that I spoke about yesterday and you can check that out, and the fact that there is absolutely no guaranteed winning and most people will end up with absolutely nothing. So this begs the question, even with the increased prize rate funds, are premium bonds actually worth your hard-earned cash, or should you actually be looking at easy access savings or even locking up your money into long-term savings accounts or other bonds that pay guaranteed amounts? So just as a quick explanation, the Bank of England this week has increased interest rates from 4.5% all the way up to 5%, meaning that this change in interest rates are going to be passed on to banks, and most of them will pass on this interest to their customers, increasing the amount you can get from savings accounts. And the reason why the Bank of England increases the interest rates, which might not make sense to most of you, is the fact that when interest rates are higher, people find it much harder to actually borrow stuff. People find it increasingly difficult to pay off their mortgages, meaning that they will actually spend less on things that they don't need. And the hope is if people start spending less in the economy, the prices of things will go down because we're all competing to buy the same amount of products, because that's not increasing. However, with wages increasing, we just have more money to throw at the same items. So this is why governments issue bonds. So essentially a bond, just like a premium bond, is an IOU. You're paying for a certain amount with the hopes that in the future you're going to get that plus some more. So with premium bonds, you can't actually lose your money. It's guaranteed money. However, you have the expectation that in the future it will be worth more than what you put in. So essentially NS&I, which is actually part of the government somehow, when they increase the prize fund rate, more people actually are incentivized to put their money into bonds instead of just spending it into the economy. This has the effect of people spending less money in the economy, and the hope is that inflation goes down as a result of this. So actually in March of this year, households deposited £3.8 billion into premium bonds. This fell down to £1.6 billion in April. So of course, in order to incentivize more households to put their money into these bonds, they have increased the prize fund rate, reducing the amount of £25 prizes, because honestly no one really wants £25 because they can put their money into many of these fintech saving accounts such as Chip, which is offering 4% guaranteed at the moment, with easy access, meaning you can take your money out whenever you want. So the £25 prize doesn't really seem like a whole good deal when you know you can get that guaranteed elsewhere. So in terms of £25 prizes, they're reducing the amount of prizes from around 2.2 million to 1.5 million prizes. So for the £50 and £100 prizes, they're increasing the amount of prizes from 1.4 million to around 1.7 million. There will be 141 £50,000 prizes, up from 125 in the previous month. And for the £100,000 prizes, there will be 71 this month, up from only 63 last month. Now with easy access saving rates at 4%, it only takes around £25,000 of savings to start exceeding the personal savings allowance, meaning that as a basic rate taxpayer, you have to start paying tax after you reach £1,000 in interest. Now for higher rate taxpayers, you would only have to have £12,500 in an easy access savings account that gives 4% in order to have to start paying tax on your interest. And for an additional rate taxpayer, you get zero allowance, meaning that you have to pay tax on every single penny earned as a result of putting your money into easy access savings accounts. So one of the biggest benefits for putting your money into premium bonds is the fact that there is no tax on any of the winnings, meaning that if you're an additional rate taxpayer, this is one of the best options to put your money into something very safe and secure, and any winning that you do get is completely protected from tax. However, that being said, there are some cash ISAs which are paying around 3.8% guaranteed money, no tax to be paid on that. But if you ask me, I would rather be putting all my allowance, all my £20,000 allowance into a stocks and shares ISA for the long term. So I would personally not be making the most out of a cash ISA anyway. So now that we know the pros and cons of premium bonds, is it worth putting your money into premium bonds? And how much have I gotten from premium bonds this year from someone who has around £7,000 in premium bonds? So I started receiving prizes from January of this year, so there's been exactly 6 months of prize draws that I've been a part of since buying premium bonds. So in January, when the prize rate was a lot lower, I received a grand total of £50. At that time, I only had around £3,000 in it, so this was a very good winning, and £50, even for the entire year based on the amount I had, was actually just worth it, just to put my money into premium bonds. And now in February, I received £25, which again was really nice to have because back then I had less money in it and the prize rate was also lower and there were no comparable savings accounts that I could have put in that would make me £25 a month. So in March I received £100, and this honestly in itself made it worth me putting my money into premium bonds for just 3 months. And even if I left it for the entire year and I did not receive a single penny, in my opinion that would have been worth it, and all the winnings were tax-free. In April I received nothing, but this did not deter me from moving my money into new accounts which were increasing in the amount of interest they paid, because I rather would just keep my money into premium bonds. And for me it was really fun to receive different prizes. I'm sure that is one of the main reasons that people keep their money to premium bonds. So in May I received again £25, not too shabby at all, and that was okay. And last month in June I received again nothing, meaning that I've had 2 months with absolute zilch. But I think overall that was worth it. £175 is not too bad. That gives my overall interest for the entire year, even if I don't earn anything else, around 2.4%, which is actually okay, because if I do earn a few more prizes this year, so there's around another 6 draws left, I could possibly be making more than 4%, and that is definitely a risk that I'm willing to take. And overall, I don't really think my luck is that bad, so fingers crossed we'll see what happens. But that being said, I don't have a whole lot of my entire net worth in premium bonds. Please do put in what you can according to your financial situation. For example, if you had all your life savings into premium bonds, you might want to think about diversification and or investments before going all in one financial strategy. So make sure to check out some of my other videos, and I will see you in the next video.